So welcome back to the Apke Brothers channel, guys. Today we're going to talk about a hot topic. I think with social media, with all these things, you see a lot of fake gurus out there. Obviously, we're young. We're coaching people on how to flip land, how to do these other things. But welcome back to the channel. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button below to see more videos like this, to get push more videos like this.
Yeah, guys, welcome to the channel. Let's go grab some coffee. We're going to talk about all those fake gurus out there and talk about how to build a legitimate educational company and what kind of differentiates you do. Let's go grab some coffee and talk about it. So let's talk about how to evaluate if a guru is real or fake, because there's probably millions of courses sold online. I've bought so many courses. I'm probably about 70% success rate from buying a good course to buying a course where the person just doesn't know what they're doing. And you hear people coming into land and saying, I took this, and this course, and they're like, I didn't get anything from it. And you almost feel bad for them because they got down the guru funnel.
Yeah.
And the guru funnel, it can take you down a wild path. Yeah. We've all been down those guru funnels where you think some sort of supplement, even like just good marketing funnels.
They try emotion, like they try to pull emotions out of people. They're guaranteeing X dollars and X days, and they try to make emotional responses. Because if you really do the education on it and you really get deep down their funnel and you really try to learn things and do things that we're about to talk about, I think most of the times you won't end up purchasing. But if they can get you to emotionally purchase when you see their ad, when you see their go through their email funnel, whenever it is, that's when they got you.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about analyzing how to evaluate this. The whole topic of this is how to evaluate if someone's real.
Because I want to save people money. Like, we are all for people buying courses, but being able to help save people money from buying the wrong courses is, you can waste a lot of money.
So let's talk about the first thing while analyzing a guru and trying to expose them or figure out if they're legitimate or not is, do they actually know it? So let's talk about
So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing when you're like looking through courses, when you're evaluating, is do they actually do what they are trying to sell?
Yeah.
If they're a wholesaling course, do they actually wholesale? Find out where their website is, right, Dan?
Yeah, exactly. That's the first step. Finding out where their website is
of what they
sell. So don't find their website of their course, right? Yeah. That's obviously, you're in the funnel, you're going to see that over and over again. You got to find out what they're actually doing. So if they're selling an SEO course, go to their blog or whatever site they have. If they're selling e-commerce, you want to go to their actual e-commerce stores and then analyze that. You can look at the reviews on that. You can also look at their business. There's ways to see if a business is doing well or not. And that's what I've always looked at constantly.
And that's what we're very transparent, like with ours, like go to apkeland.com, whatever it is. Like you should be able to go and see that they are buying and selling land.
You want to know they're actively doing it. Or else the course isn't going to be updated, or it was updated 3 years ago.
Drop shipping is a huge one, and I know you took some drop shipping courses.
I took multiple drop.
Yeah, like what are their, and drop shipping's hard to find out where their websites are because it's a little more hidden, right?
Yeah, it was. So I did find out where their website was, and I was able to analyze that. And the first website I bought was from a guy named Trevor Fenner, and I found his old website. Yeah. And he was doing well, and he sold a business too, and I could see the history of the sale on Empire Flippers and different things that they did. And you just really want to dive in. You want to go down a rabbit hole to analyze who these people are. Googling them, whatever it is, find their website and really analyze that business.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so what we've been talking about so far is like how to analyze gurus, how to analyze if they're selling legitimate stuff, if they're legitimate. But how do we actually know if a course is good? What makes a course good? What makes the content within a course good?
Pretty obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is the education, like top quality education. But you got to remember, like with everything that we're talking with what makes a course good, when you break it down, a course needs to get you from point A to point B, where you are now, or help you get to where you are now to where you want to be. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, is you're buying the course for a reason. I bought a stretching course for my hip. I needed better hip flexibilities for jiu-jitsu and just overall well-being. And you're buying a course for a reason, so it needs to get you from point A to point B, or be a path to get there. So when we talk about that, just always consider that in the back.
Yeah, and I think some people look for courses where they want it to be just a complete blueprint where they don't have to figure out anything for themselves. That's not what we're saying with this. Like, it's not going to be perfect from every step. You need to teach yourself some things along the way. It's going to be a ton of experience as you learn. When you are going through these courses, you need to be able to figure things out yourself. You need to be able to have experience teach you as well, and then you learn and you improve. It is not going to be, if you go into a course and think that it is going to just build your business, like just taking this course is going to do everything for you, it's not.
That's just the first step. You have to take action. Yeah. And people forget the take action part actually is most of the work. Buying the course is a small part. Even going through the course is such a small part. It's actually taking the course knowledge and implementing it into your business.
Yeah. So there's a few aspects to that course. The content is one, and then like what is around the content?
And the content being the education, the actual the thing teaching.
The modules,
Yeah.
the modules, the live, people do courses in different ways for sure. But is there ongoing support? Is there a community? Like, where do you go when issues come up? Is it just you? But talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, my philosophy with a course puts you in a box, just like school does or just anything else. In reality, things come up in that box. In jiu-jitsu, I'm planning and training and drilling and doing technique for certain things to come up.
Yeah.
And then you go with the guy from another gym in Ohio when I've been training in St. Pete, and he pulls something you've never seen and you got to adjust, right? So if things come up outside of that you need to adapt to, for sure. The questions come up. A big part of just taking a course and implementing it is being able to figure out problems yourself. But when you can't do that, or you have questions, or you want quicker questions, you need a community, which is kind of the number thing we want to talk to. What makes online course or program legitimate? It's good education and a good community is what we've touched on so far. And the community being a network of like-minded people who are there to network with you and help you with your questions. You help them with theirs. It has to be a give-give type of win-win situation there. But community is what separates good courses from not, I think.
For sure. And like the ongoing education of what a community can provide. Do they provide weekly calls, monthly calls, any ongoing education where you can ask questions directly, I think can be very valuable. And then, like Dan said, the community aspect where maybe you have a weekly call with the accountability group. Maybe you have a weekly call with someone who started at the same time as you. Being able to bounce ideas off, I think is so important. I don't see the point of just modules, honestly, where you can't bounce ideas off of people.
Yeah, and that's just really one-dimensional. You're not going to be able to get a ton done from just modules, in my opinion, especially if you're trying to execute on a whole business. Although we have bought courses like that, they are out there. We just bought an SEO course that is just modules and no community, but it's a little different because that's one specific aspect of our business that we're actually doing, and it was $20 Udemy course. Yeah,
You're selling a $1,000 thing, like you need some patience,
yeah.
You need some community with that.
And that's the thing, these brands and these guys who are really big online and have a big dominant social presence can sell anything, and that's where people get guru'd, I'd say.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So one thing I noticed with a lot of courses, Dan, is people record them 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and they're still selling the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're not updating it, it gets outdated fast. Strategies change so quickly. For dropshipping, for example, like I'm sure it looks completely different than it does 24, 48 months ago, and people are selling the same education that they were selling because, like you said, they have a name behind them, they have a brand, so it's not that difficult to sell. I think that's one thing that really pulls the courses down.
Yeah, not updating the content, essentially, is what you're saying.
Yeah, outdated.
Outdated content that they're not updating. And that's what a good gurus, quote unquote, good courses will do. They'll have constantly updated. They'll have a plan in place to constantly update modules in the course and things like that. For like dropshipping, you said, not all the pieces change, right? But certain components in there drive the business forward that change constantly. Like ads. Google's constantly changing their platform. Facebook's constantly changing their ad platform. And if you're not updating, especially those key pieces that drive the business, you're going to fall way behind. And that's just a disservice to anyone buying it. So that could be a question, I think, for people looking for courses and looking at things. How often is it updated?
Yeah.
And even if they say it's updated once a month, that's overdoing it. You just want to make sure they're on top of the industry, changing it when needed.
And you know what they always say when like they're trying to sell you is, yeah, we're changing this soon. Like you want to ask them when the last time they updated their course, when the last time they did it, not like they're currently doing it, because they're going to say, to everyone, they're going to say, yeah, we have plans for it next week, next month, next 6 months. That's what a lot of people say, and they never end up doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Updating your content kind of leads me to the last point, which is you want to make sure that guru, that course is on top of the industry. And you do that by checking if they have, like we talked about before, making sure they have a business that's well established and developed and they're profiting off of it and all that stuff. But making sure the program, like what makes a course good is it being on top of the industry and making those changes when necessary and just being ahead of everyone else, because that gives the students of that program an advantage in the industry.
And talking to some of their students, right?
Yeah.
So I think that kind of leads to what are the intentions of whoever is selling the course? Like, are they trying to actually help people? Are they trying to just make money in the course? And a lot of the best courses out there don't really need to make money in the course. They're doing it genuinely to help people because they're making money doing the thing. So what are your thoughts on that? Like, how do you even see that? Like, you need to know how genuine they are, what's their motivation on it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think a lot of it is like a gut feeling almost. Like, are they in it to make a greater good or impact, in the world and make money while doing it, which is fine. Like, everyone wants to make money. I love making money.
Yeah.
I sell courses to make money, but I also enjoy it and love the mission of spreading freedom and creating financial freedom for people. And it's a combination of the two, I think, because you're not going to get people to do this shit for free.
For sure.
You're just not. So it needs to be a combination of the two. And I think one thing you look at, like some people try to push multiple courses in any course. You know, like some people have 4 or 5 courses that they sell and they're just pushing whatever at the time. Get my new course, get my new course. And they're constantly pushing. I feel like those are the people who just want a quick buck almost. And then there's the people who focus on a really good niche or a really good thing that they have going, and they're constantly upgrading it, and they're really involved in the industry. And like, that's the thing, they're really involved in the industry. They're well known there. They're constantly pushing it forward. They're making innovations for the industry. People who are doing that are in it for the long run. They're in it for a greater future.
I think it connects to like the value in the free content, like the lower value free content they have, the less genuine. That's what I kind of think. Like,
Yeah.
when does that paywall start?
Yeah, exactly. Like the more free stuff someone gives, the better their paid version is going to be in general.
I think that's a really good way to, and the genuineness. Like if everything is behind the paywall, I think it is a disservice to potential students. If everything is like, okay, now you did this, we're going to lead you onto this. Now it's $99. Now it's $100. Now it's $1,000.
I mean, we've had people like Deshaun bringing us deals from our YouTube.
Yeah.
Like literally. So I'm not here to brag about ourselves or anything, but I'm just saying that's a good sign. When people take action for free, and yes, it's going to take them more time and it's not going to get straight to the point. You're going to probably lose a couple of things and not have that community as well. Like the community is a big part of it. When people can take action and profit from your free content, that's when you're doing something right, I think.
And I think that's a good way to weed out some of the fake gurus. Is honestly, is like going through their free content. Like, is this real or is this all just leading to their paywall?
Yeah, exactly. Which leads us to the next thing, Ron. And one of the most important is testimonials. And I don't want to talk about testimonials by going to jamessmithmarketing.com and looking at his SEO testimonials. You want to go in and find people who have taken that course. The best place to start with is in their community if you can get people.
Yep.
That's the best place. But a lot of people have paywalls and don't give you access to that. But if they have a Facebook group, or if they have a Discord, or if they have any sort of group, going in and start talking to people who you know who have bought the program, and then start asking them about their experience. I would ask them, like, how has your experience been overall? Or how has the community been since you've started it?
Do they feel scammed?
Yeah, do you feel like you're getting your money's worth? Like, what is your experience been since they... And just ask them some basic questions and it'll get them talking, then you can kind of explore from there. And then if you ask 10 people who are all... You got to make sure, because there's a lot of free communities out there. So in the free communities, 95+% of the people aren't going to be members. So you got to make sure to get the paid people and say, hey, have you bought their course? How's their course? That stuff. And you want to make sure that's going on, but you'll get a good feeling if you ask a bunch of members or people who bought the course the same things over and over again. You'll start getting the same responses.
I agree.
So I think that's one of the most important steps, just finding people in the industry that have taken that course and talking to them and kind of interviewing them. It's like you're interviewing for jobs or anything else. You're interviewing to buy a course this time. It's just like you're talking to different, like you're interviewing for a company and talking to different coworkers that are trying to dig in and really get the feel for it. Same exact concept as that.
For sure. No, I think that's the best way to weed them out, is talking to people that have actually done it. So to wrap it all up, guys, if you are looking at courses, if you're looking at potentially investing in a course, make sure you use these techniques we talked about in the video, so you're not just throwing your money away. So you are buying courses that can make you more money, that can take you to do actionable steps and grow in the business you're trying to grow in.
Yeah. And remember, this is to save you money and get you to the point where you want. This is all about saving money and getting to the point where you want to be. That's what this whole thing's about. We want to save you guys money, time, and get you that freedom you're looking for.
Hit that subscribe button below if you have not already. Other than that, we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.